Hi, everyone. I'm here with Matt Klein, one of our students at IVCC, to share a couple of tips on what we could be doing this week with everything going on. So I'm going to go ahead and have Matt introduce himself.
Good morning, everybody. As you can tell, we're not at the school this morning, along with all of you. We are working from home and learning from home. So it definitely is something new. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a challenge at first, but we're hoping we come up with 10 kind of tips that we want you to try this week, 10 things. And we're hoping that if you guys try some of these, that it can maybe ease the burden a little bit. So I think, Ezra, if you want to get started with number one, that'd be great.
Yeah. So the first one you might laugh at, but just getting up and showering, getting ready as if you're going to school is very important. I know working from home is a little off, but it's important to just do those regular routine things, brushing your teeth. Again, the shower is a big thing.
Definitely. It might seem like a little thing, but that really makes a big difference. And that kind of goes along with our second one, which is trying to stick to your normal routine. And we also want you guys to work on coursework as if you're still meeting in person. So, for example, right now I had an online class before all the IVCC classes went online, and that I could just kind of do whenever. But now, since all my classes are online, if I just did them all whenever, I guarantee you guys I would not get them done. So what I'm doing is I'm still getting up, and normally I have a class that meets at 9 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And at 9 a.m., I'm still going to work on that class during that time just to make sure I stay on my schedule. Because otherwise, as we all know, it's easy to fall behind, and it's better to just kind of stay ahead. That's just kind of my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I have the interesting tips, which the next one is eat at the same time if it works for you, but hopefully that gives you more of an opportunity to think, okay, it's around 11 noon. This is where I'm going to have lunch. But if you're me, I snack all day. So whatever works for you, it's just important to try to come up with some kind of routine, especially when there isn't necessarily a place that you're going to go to class or go out to eat for lunch.
Definitely. Our next tip is to just kind of find a place that you can get some work done and that you can just focus and do your work. As you can see right now, I'm in my room. Ezeret's in her living room, I think.
Office.
Office, actually. Yeah, so that's great. So as you can see, both these places right now work great for us. And these are places where we can just put our heads down and do some typing on the keyboard because that's what's going to be important over these next couple of weeks.
And in addition to that, you're going to be probably feeling slightly overwhelmed, not only with your online coursework, but also, maybe having to do chores at home. So make sure you just take a short break for yourself, whether it's a walk outside. I know with snow, it's a little weird, but getting fresh air is important. Stretching, whether it's meditating, finding something that you can kind of just take a step back from all your work and think about what you can do for yourself for that amount of time. So it could be 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever that looks like for you. But remember, taking short breaks, even from social media, we highly suggest that.
Definitely. And that goes into our next one. But before we get there, let's take a quick break on our 10 and let's head over to the IVCC website where you can find lots of information on just different updates regarding this and kind of their response. And so let's take a look. As you can see here at the top, there's a new banner that's been implemented in place. As you can see, the school is currently closed to the public until May 16th. If we go through, if you click on this top link, you can just view the latest press release on IVCC's response. If you go to the next link, you can see it's for students. We have class support, learning resources, support services, lots of good links here on this page. That is ivcc.edu learning resources. That's where you're going to want to go. You can see there's just some information about the academic calendar, support services, assessment center. So you can see if you have something there. Counseling, that's still going on. Ezra, can you provide a quick update on counseling?
Yeah, so a lot of our counselors are moving to Zoom. So this is what we're using right now to actually record this video for you all. But if you ever have any questions, contact the counseling and really the center via email or phone. So just know that even though you see a phone number thinking, well, no one's on campus, they're still forwarding phones. So, we'll get a phone call through our cell phone to be able to answer any of those questions. But again, email is probably a little bit more easier because it's quick to be able to, share any specific questions or anything on that front.
That's great. And that's really good to know. And as a student myself, that yeah, even though they're not actually physically at the school, their service and their dedication to the students remains the same. So again, guys, feel free to reach out to them. They're there for you. And then if anything else, if anything, even with internet or anything, Jacob's Library, peer tutoring, all these resources there are at learning resources. If we just take a quick look, adult education, if that pertains to you or any information there, make sure to check out that page. They have some updates there. For faculty, maybe your faculty, whether you teach there full-time or part-time, moving your course content online, there's some updates there on that page. And then for continuing education and business training services, if you were looking for any information regarding that, I believe they've just kind of postponed all the courses at this moment. Yeah, that's what it looks like. But again, check back and I'm sure they'll have some updates when those come. So other than that, I guess let's head back to our reasons. So yeah, as Ezra mentioned before we went to the IVCC website, and I guess that kind of goes along with it, is social media. It's insane. As we're sitting here on this call, I see my phone going off with nonsense. It's critical that we find a way to kind of block social media and just for the time, and I know some of us might wish to block it all, but just for the time that we're working on our coursework, distracts you and takes more time to get your head back on track when you're checking social media. So like for me personally, once I start doing my schoolwork, I just have to take this phone and I just have to drop it in the drawer and close the drawer, because in that way it's out of sight, out of mind. And that just works the best for me personally.
Yeah. Another tip to just, try this week is create a workflow that works for you. So, many of our students might be night owls where, doing a Zoom call, FaceTime, Google Hangout might be better for them to work on a project. So be sure to, let your family members know, again, whether it's other students that you're working with, to see what's reasonable for you guys. Again, maybe 8 a.m. isn't the time to work on a group project. So it's just, again, important to find that space, that time, and letting others know that that's when you're planning to do that work. So be thinking about that.
Definitely. And a great way to connect with others, as Ezra just mentioned, there's Google Hangout, FaceTime if you have an Apple device, House Party, that's an app. Zoom, as we're on right now, there's lots of good free resources out there. So just if you need any of those, even doing a quick Google search, you'll be able to find them, or on whatever app store you have on whatever phone, you'll be able to find something there as well.
Yeah. And I guess the biggest thing for all of you is just being patient, especially with our instructors, even IVCC, we're all new to this whole situation, and as you guys are too. So, there's some instructors that are moving their information online for the first time. And so it's important that, we're patient to, whether it's an email response, mistakes are going to happen, and so it's okay. We're all learning and figuring this stuff out together. So again, we appreciate your patience, but again, remind yourself, if you're not getting something right away, we're still getting acclimated to everything. So that's a big important piece to it all.
Definitely. And again, most important is just to embrace this temporary change and remember that it will pass on. And hey, I mean, look at it this way. I mean, I honestly think that a lot of things are all of what you make of it. And this is actually a really interesting way. I mean, when else would you get to do class like this? Because it's honestly such a once in a lifetime thing. It's like, okay, well, I guess I'll do this for a couple months or whatever. And it's just a nice switch, to be honest, for me personally. And it's like, all right, I'll do this for a little bit. And it just keeps it interesting, and it's something different. And it's all what you make of it at the end of the day.
Absolutely. So
But
we this
other
is
than that,
helpful
I
too.
guess, yeah, other than that, though, I guess that kind of covers our 10 tips. So, Ezra, I don't know, do you have anything else?
just if anyone has any topics for us to discuss in the future, we're looking to get more student feedback and perspective. So leaving any comments or messaging us through, Facebook or Instagram at IVCC Eagles is a good way to get to us. We'll also be promoting some other ways to communicate with us in the future. So just be on the lookout for that. But again, if you have tips, I don't know, Matt, if you want to encourage other students, peers to share some of their tips too.
Yeah, definitely. So we want to hear what you guys think. You've heard what we think now. We want to hear what you guys are thinking as well. So as Azarette mentioned, if you guys have any comments, feel free to leave them on this video. Send us a message. And then again, let us know. Maybe try out some of our tips. Let us know what works, what doesn't. And we get that every situation is personal and it's up to you. So you might have to take these and modify them a little. This isn't one guide that's going to work for every single thing. We're not that good, trust me. But you might have to take some of them and maybe try half the tip and maybe switch it up a little one day. You have plenty of time to try these out and just see what works for you. But other than that, no, I don't think I have anything else.
I will say, make sure you just shower. So
Yes, that's important.
it's
Yeah,
an important
number
one.
one. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, thank
But
you, Matt.